And I chose Laurel. And looking back on that decision, I realized that was the best decision I've ever made. Laurel has done so much for me. I mean, prior to coming here, I was already outgoing and outspoken just from being around my family. But having grown up with a big brother, Chris, I was a little bit of a tomboy. And I think Rosie and Courtney can agree to that. So Laurel taught me to, what did Ann Clot say? Channel my aggression properly. Be more ladylike. And that was something I really needed. But it also offered me a lot of leadership opportunity. And I realized that was really where my skill set was, you know, being a leader. So I believe my first time trying to get a leadership role at Laurel was in 8th grade for 8th grade senior government president or something like that. And I lost to Amber Davis. But, who I love Amber. But, you know, that was actually a good experience for me because it kind of humbled me and let me know, you know, I may not get everything I want, but keep working at it. So, as I went into the upper school, as Shay mentioned, I was leader of several organizations here as well as sports teams. And, you know, I was just going doing my thing. Golf kind of came into play. Golf was something I just did with my family, and I became competitive, and it was my summer thing, you know. I didn't really think about, you know, doing it at Laurel. We never had a golf team here, so it didn't even cross my mind to have a golf team here. But through the encouragement and support of my family, Helen Martyr, who was the head of school at the time, Betsy Mitchell was the athletic director at the time, and Daniel Rourke, who was the first golf coach. He was my English teacher. And also Marty Hardy, if she's here. Marty Hardy is the coach right now. And they all kind of said, you know, JB, why don't you start a team? And I was like, well, they've never had a team. Why don't I want to start a team? Nobody's going to want to be on the team. Well, to my low expectations, I was surprised because 11 girls came out that year, my junior year, and most of which were seniors and juniors. But it was so encouraging, because I think if you don't know, you only need 4 to 6 players, by the way, to make a golf team. So 11 was like, whoa. But I was just so excited because they came out, they were so enthusiastic, and I think a lot of the girls actually had never even played on a sports team before at Laurel, so this was an opportunity for them as well. So, you know, they were ready and willing, and they were mostly beginners. So that's where I kind of got my niche for coaching, because we needed some help, but, you know, they were always enthusiastic, always there, ready to go. And so, you know, that experience for me was really life-changing, because although I did love golf, it was my sport that I did, you know, I really began to appreciate it when we had our team here. And I can remember this exact ceremony as a senior, and you guys are lucky you guys didn't have to give a speech like I did. I think I got all choked up, and, you know, I was so sad I was leaving my team, but it was just so exciting. It really made golf more than just my sport. It became a passion for me at that point. And I was excited to go and play for Gannon the next year, hoping the team would be just as good. And so I really am grateful for that. But more so, the lesson I learned from that experience is that although you can't always see what you want, or you may not have an example of what you want in front of you, you can make it happen. And I can fast forward to now, where I'm the apprentice golf pro and assistant clubhouse manager for Shawnee Hills Golf Course, the course that I started at age 7. And I can say I never even thought I would be back to Shawnee to work after I graduated. I was thinking I'll be long gone from Cleveland, sunny California. And, you know, I did go to sunny California, by the way. But I came back, and fortunately, through my boss, Jane Christensen, and some other supportive people at Cleveland Metros Parks, they gave me the opportunity to have this role as being the golf pro at the golf course that I'm at now. And, you know, I grew up, there were no examples of women at Cleveland Metro Parks. They were all older Caucasian males, and they were all supportive, but, you know, I really didn't think it was possible, and it did happen. And now that they've given me this opportunity, I think last year being my first year, I went into it thinking, okay, I can teach golf, I can do that, but it was way more than teaching golf. I had to run the clinics, I had to do the leagues, I had to run golf tournaments. I'd never run a golf tournament before. I had to do golf camp and all those many things, and Jane and the rest of the Cleveland Metropolitan Association pretty much do whatever I want. So, you know, it's a really great experience because they are kind of reiterating what I learned at Laurel almost 10 years ago, that, you know, just because you don't see it doesn't mean you can't make it happen. And so I just want to let you guys know, and I oftentimes when I talk to students at you know, special school events, you know, I tell them about this Laurel's experience and how I got to start a golf team that never existed and how much that meant to me. And I just want to say to you all that, you know, no matter where you are in life, how old you are, if you have a family, if you're in a job where you've been there 20 years, you know, if there's something you want to do in your life and you may not think it's possible for you, make it happen. It's never too late. And so that's the message I want to leave with you today. Thank you again, and have a good evening.